One of the most unique that I've run, and I chose to have Alex Smith come out, Jonathan Royle, come train here because I knew that when I saw him teach before, I knew that he had the meat, the content that you actually need to either run a hypnosis practice or get on stage and do a show and be very successful at it. So, you know, I've worked with a lot of amazing hypnotists, but this is the kind of training I think that everyone needs. You know, get the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp at least, or come out to a live one because it's intense. You learn everything you actually need. And then, of course, after the official trainings, it's just hanging out with Alex and the other hypnotists at the training. That's when you really get, you know, you kind of get that gel that brings everything together. So I thought this one was very fun, cool people, and yeah, some friends that I know I'll have for many years. So
I know you guys have probably seen a lot of these trainings through video, but the real value of coming live is in the interactions after the trainings. What you'll learn off camera is worth its weight in gold. You'll learn things that are true valuable insight that you need to really drive that home run. Come to one of these live trainings. You will not regret it.
cool.
Cool. My name is Joshua Graham. I did research on this on the internet. I've seen the videos of Dr. Jonathan Royle, and they made sense, but I didn't have the confidence. Even after watching all this stuff and that, I still couldn't just go out and do it. But after being here and really in-depth teaching all the stuff, everything is crystal clear, and I've actually gone out and done this stuff, and it actually works. I can't recommend it enough.
Tony, and I just want to say I had a great time here this weekend. We had a lot of laughs, not only on camera but off camera as well. Going to the show and then breaking it down the next day really helped to cement all the ideas that we talked about in class. And I had a lot of practical knowledge in my mind before I came, but now I seem to have a system and a plan to put it all into place, and that's what I took away from the weekend.
My name is Jesse. When I came here, I knew nothing about hypnotism. Now I feel confident. The instruction was simple, it was clear, and I definitely recommend coming to this.
Been a very interesting time for me because I can now put hypnosis and what I'm doing into perspective with my reading and my understanding of the past. I've been fascinated by witch doctors and how they work, and alternative medical therapists, how they work, and the power of placebo. And this just fits into the big picture for me. This just puts it right where I thought it should have been, but where I didn't know it was. And that is really where the power of it is. The other thing that I've learnt about the way you teach is continuing the belief from the time the person makes that decision to come and see you, to never challenge their belief or never challenge their understanding, in fact to convince them and to make them believe and to make them want the hypnosis and to do things that confirm that belief and compound that belief. And carrying that story is really very important. I face the opposite challenge in my work I do, because we also have people who come through with a belief thinking that they're coming for an operation, they're going to be put to sleep, they'll wake up. And that may not be medically correct, that I say, well actually I'm not going to put you to sleep, I'm going to do a local, you're going to be awake and we'll just operate on the hand. And all of a sudden, whoomph, the barriers are up. No one told me about this, I've never heard of this. And so I know what the challenges are of stopping that belief chain and losing the whole power of what you're teaching. So yeah, there's been some very valuable lessons for me in trying to understand what motivates a person to have hypnosis, and then how they get to you and how you convince and make them believe, and then you actually get a benefit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things I found really interesting about it was a different model of hypnosis that was presented during the course of the class. Not so much of it is setting a framework for the change work that you want to do, having the certificate on the wall, or having 5 generations of hypnotists behind you, or whatever the framework was going to be. And that is certainly very, very helpful, and it's obviously applicable to stage hypnotism too. You know, you have your stage hypnotism certificate and that kind of thing that helps people bring it on. And Kevin Perrine, I don't know if you noticed all the stuff on the slides that was going down. I performed here, I performed here, I performed here, I did this, just kind of went on for a really long time. And obviously that's the point of it, is to provide that credibility and kind of like, you're gonna have a good time here too. So I like the sort of interesting way of looking at hypnosis. I thought that was very useful. I also liked some of the ways of doing some of the suggestibility tests and that kind of thing. I did enjoy the model of hypnosis. It was pretty familiar with me, and I did it like that as well, very cleanly and very laid out. And that's one of the things about this course. I thought it was very clean in terms of what to do, when to do it, that kind of thing. The other thing about the show that I saw was that kind of feeling loved, feeling appreciated, everybody claps applause, and that was much more evident, I thought, last night at the hypnosis show than at the Anthony Cole show. And it may have just been that I was more aware of it, or it may have been something that was really there.
For me, it was just seeing that it was simple, that there's like a simple model to do. You could just follow this simple thing and just do that.
What's the alternative?
Making it really hard and difficult.
I really liked the 7-step model. It was really excellent. Last night I went out to the MGM because I was looking around for the quality of people that I wanted to hit on last night. I didn't see them here, I didn't see them at Hooters, but they were all over the MGM. So I applied the 7-step model to some pickup, and it worked great. It was genuine. It wasn't this manipulative stuff where you're trying to nag people and bring them down so you can feel better about yourself and then go from there. It's a genuine interaction, and it's excellent for all applications of life, just like you were talking about yesterday.
Something I learned that I didn't expect was the viewpoint that it's impossible to fail because it's not real anyway. And so I like that mindset a lot because it allows me to focus on, just like magic, focus on audience interaction. And I like that that's the key focus of it. So I'm looking forward.
Well, honestly, this training was probably one of the most unique that I've run, and I chose to have Alex Smith come out, Jonathan Royle, come train here because I knew that when I saw him teach before, I knew that he had the meat, the content that you actually need to either run a hypnosis practice or get on stage and do a show and be very successful at it. So, I've worked with a lot of amazing hypnotists, but this is the kind of training I think that everyone needs. Get the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp at least, or come out to a live one because it's intense. You learn everything you actually need. And then, of course, after the official trainings, it's just hanging out with Alex and the other hypnotists at the training. That's when you really get, you kind of get that gel that brings everything together. So I thought this one was very fun, cool people, and some friends that I know I'll have for many, many, many years.